Hey everyone, welcome to the Autoimmune Dietitian YouTube channel. My name is Annie. I'm a registered dietitian and I work with people struggling with autoimmune diseases. In my work with my clients, I help them use both food and lifestyle as a way to improve their autoimmune disease symptoms and hopefully help them live the lives that they would like to live. So food does make a difference when it comes to healing inflammation, and what you eat can be a total game changer for your autoimmune disease. Put it this way, I wouldn't bank my entire career on anti-inflammatory eating for autoimmune diseases if it didn't work. It seems crazy that food can cause inflammation, but it does. So here's how food affects your body and what you can start doing to help you lower your inflammation. Before I jump in, I just need to attach a disclaimer to this video that the information in today's talk is not the substitute for the diagnosis, treatment, or care of disease by a medical provider. This is for informational purposes only. Please consult your qualified health professional for any changes you make to your medical care. So food can be inflammatory and it can actually trigger inflammation. The standard American diet is filled to the brim with inflammatory foods. It's no wonder that the health of Americans is trending in a downward spiral, and what you eat can really impact your health. There are many common foods or ingredients we eat on a daily basis that may be triggering inflammation in our bodies. So it's important to know what those are and how to start limiting them. Many people ask me what the top inflammatory foods are. So here's my short list: processed and refined sugar, gluten, corn, soy, artificial colors, flavors, additives, chemicals, stabilizers, anything that has a lot of salt in it, and dairy for some people. And then there are the more individual nuances like eggs, nightshades, nuts, spices, refined oils, beans, gluten-free grains. I separate these from the main ones because some people are sensitive to these, but only certain types, like tomatoes, but not potatoes. So what do these inflammatory foods do in our bodies? So there's a few ways that inflammatory foods affect our bodies. For one, many foods can trigger a leaky gut. This means that your intestinal lining is not as strong as it should be. Foreign objects like undigested food particles, bacteria, and other harmful things can sneak through that gut lining and get into our circulatory system. When this happens, our body launched an attack on them, and this can trigger inflammation. Foods that do this include gluten, food additives, and sugar. Another way these foods harm us is by disrupting our gut microbiome and that balance that's there. So our gut microbiome balance is incredibly important for our entire body ecosystem. It helps keeps us in balance, it helps our immune system function properly, and also balances out our mood and emotions. Sugar and food additives can disrupt this balance by suppressing the good bacteria and helping bad bacteria grow. The shift in the microbiome encourages the production of lipopolysaccharides, or LPS. These are endotoxins that can also trigger an inflammatory response. Lastly, food can be inflammatory if we are sensitive to them. So food sensitivities are not permanent, but they can trigger inflammation if we are not aware of them. So let's take a closer look at the standard American diet, otherwise known as SAD. This diet is high in sugar, low in nutrients, and low in fiber. And eating foods like this does a few things to your body. First, it causes blood sugar to constantly fluctuate. This can trigger an overproduction of insulin to manage that erratic blood sugar. Over time, this does two things. One, it causes cells to become insulin resistant, so blood sugar remains high. Two, it forces your body to store unused calories and fatty acids as fat in adipose tissue. High blood sugar in and of itself is inflammatory. And then an increase in fatty acids in cells triggers your immune cells to produce more inflammation all over your body. Second, low fiber diets change the balance of the gut microbiome. Considering 70% of your immune cells live in your gut, any dysbiosis or imbalance in your gut bacteria can cause a whole host of issues throughout your entire body, including more inflammation. Lastly, diets high in processed foods increase oxidative stress in the body. Oxidative stress damages your cells, and it's also linked to the development of atherosclerosis and cardiovascular disease. Now, it wouldn't be the end of the world if your diet was rich in antioxidants to sequester the free radicals caused by oxidative stress, but because the standard American diet is so devoid of any plants, your body has no defense mechanism to protect itself. So, what should you eat? Well, if you're just starting out on a healing journey for your autoimmune disease, it's best to start with the low-hanging fruit. that starts with processed foods. So by simply shifting away from processed foods, and by processed I mean most packaged foods with lots of ingredients and things you can't pronounce, and incorporating more fruits and vegetables, is going to automatically increase nutrients and phytochemicals going into your body, which can start the fight against inflammation. And if that doesn't help as much as you would like, consider doing an elimination diet. Gluten tends to be a big culprit for people, so removing all gluten can make a huge difference. Dairy, corn, and soy also tend to be common triggers. If you aren't comfortable eliminating a lot of foods, start with one and see how it goes. And then adding healing foods is just as important as removing inflammatory ones. So make sure your diet has a lot of color from different fruits and vegetables. Choose lean proteins like chicken, turkey, organ meats, and grass-fed beef. Fatty fish like salmon and mackerel have lots of anti-inflammatory compounds. Bone broth really helps if your digestion is off, and so do fermented foods. So just to recap today, we focused on, why diet is so important when it comes to inflammation. Inflammatory foods can really wreak havoc on your body, and by removing them and replacing them with more nutrient-dense foods, you can actually fight inflammation and feel a lot better. So if you would like more help with lowering your inflammation, or you have digestive issues, or you just need some help with your autoimmune disease symptoms, I would love to chat with you. I offer free 15-minute discovery calls to learn about your goals and to see if we are a good fit for each other. So go to my profile and my YouTube page, and there should be a link there to book a free discovery call. There should also be a link there to my website, AnnieRubin.com. You can find lots of free downloadable resources to help you. I also have a weekly newsletter that I put out every Thursday. You can sign up for that as well. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the subscribe button. These come out about every week. Just trying to give you information to help you live gracefully with your autoimmune disease. So thank you for joining me, and I will see you next time.